All right, let me give you guys a little something if you're here, give you a little something to get prepared. So let's do it.
Headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no motherfucking fashion show.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I am S. Andrew Lewis here from Squeaky Clean in South Carolina, also Clean Success Academy. Please forgive my background. I'm currently at a location doing a job. Well, I'm not doing the job. I have somebody else doing it. I'm just here kind of supervising him and making sure he's doing everything right. He's taking over for one of my team who has taken a vacation. So I'm filling in. So I brought somebody in to fill in. So this is where I'll be. I apologize for the background, but hopefully it's not too distracting to you. Today you have me to talk about your automations, and this is what this is about: CBN Automations. And you can see down at the bottom of the screen, going across the banner, it says cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. This is where you can get information. And in addition to getting information, actually signing up for the Clean Biz Network or Clean Biz University Automations program. So we've been here for the past few weeks, and it's been going strong. And with the participation from the viewers, it helps us keep this going. So what we want to do is make sure that if we are providing you with, you know, we're providing you with knowledge, with experience, with value added type of stuff. Please, 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 by all means, like, subscribe, and share AJ's YouTube, and also in mine. Please do that. Let us know what it is you would like us to talk about when we're on here talking about automations. A lot of times people don't really understand what automations, actually is and how it benefits them and stuff like that. So we really come on here to kind of talk to you guys and let you know how automations has taken, our businesses, specifically mine. It's going to be me today. AJ may come on, but I think I could hold it down. I've been doing it before, so I think I got enough information from AJ, and I've learned over the years to be able to hold it down for him until he comes back. But one thing I want to say is, I kind of wanted to decide, okay, what am I going to talk about? What stories can I tell them? This, that, and the third. But we really like it more when you guys actually ask us questions. Ask us questions, because that really hits home more so than us kind of rambling, not really rambling on, but just, talking, without, any kind of direction on where to go. We're just basically just giving out information and trying to get a feel of what you guys actually want us to talk about. Without you giving us questions and stuff like that, we're just going to talk about whatever it is that we think you want to hear. So if you have questions, you have, experiences or anything like that, please do me a favor, go into the chat, and send your questions or comments. Let us know where you're watching from. By all means, like I said, make sure you like this live if it provides any type of information or any type of kind of value to whatever it is that you are trying to do in reference to your business. So let me start off by saying this: if you're running a cleaning business and you're still manually following up, you're manually onboarding, you're manually doing invoices, and you're not behind, you're actually capped. You're capped. So what does that mean? That means that you have a limit to how far you can go, right? There's a limit to how far you can take your business, because you only have an allotted amount of time when it comes to your business. You can't be the one, even though we all start off that way, where we're the end all and be all. We do any and everything because nobody else can do what we do, right? Nobody can do the invoices. Nobody can schedule the walkthroughs. Nobody else can make the calls. Nobody else can send out the social media posts daily, weekly, or whatever. Nobody else can do that. Only us, because it's our business, and we know how to do everything, right? But here's the thing: what if you look at your business from a larger perspective, right? You look at it from the outside, not from being actually in it, but you look at it from the outside. And what if it came to a time where you just forgot what to do, right? What if the only way that your business operates is by you remembering what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, how it needs to be done, right? And at the same time, you're still working in your business. At the same time, you're still doing the cleaning. You're still buying the supplies. You're still, like I said, sending out invoices. You're taking time to do the social media posts. You're making videos for your YouTube channel and all this stuff. And all that's great in the beginning. I promise you, I did it, and sometimes I still do it when I don't have somebody else doing it for me. And sometimes I still get my feet wet by going in there making posts. And then my VA comes back and tells me I'm going to redo it because I'm out of touch. And when it comes to making posts, that's neither here nor there. But I have a great team that does it for me. But I say all that to mean that, you have to get to the point where you are actually delegate. And do me a favor, I don't want to keep talking. So do me not keep talking, but I don't want to keep talking without kind of interacting. And right now I don't see any comments. So do me a favor, let me know. For those of you that are watching currently, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know your business, uh, the name of your business, so I can give you a shout out on here. And definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to jump on and ask a question, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. I will say this: I am not the guru when it comes to bidding and pricing and all that other stuff. You want AJ for that. I can kind of help you out as much as I can, but this is more about automations. So, how to scale your business, how to automate your business, how to level up your business. And that's what this is about. So, if I can help you in that aspect, please, please, please ask your questions. So, we do have one person that said something on Wichita Pro Cleaners LLC. What's going on in Wichita, Kansas? I appreciate you. Um, uh, Wichita Falls. That's it. Okay, Kansas. I know because there's a Wichita, I believe, in Texas. I believe, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you taking the time, and opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to just send it, put it in the chat, and we'll definitely or I'll definitely reach out. I'll definitely answer your question. And this is Go For It Enterprise. That's cool. Hello, Clean from Pikesville, Baltimore. I actually know where that is, Pikesville, Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore, and I know where Pikesville is. So go Ravens. Um, I appreciate you watching. Definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. We have who is this? EHS Breeze from Orlando, Florida. What's going on? I love that logo. Looks great. Looks great. So do me a favor, even though I'm asking you guys to kind of ask questions and stuff like that, tell me where you are in your business in reference to, how long have you had your business and what kind of pitfalls, not really pitfalls, but what do you feel that's keeping you from getting to the the point that let's put it this way. What is it that you feel may be holding you back from reaching the goals that you have set for yourself? What's slowing you down? What is it, something that you wish, if you could fix this one thing, you think it would help you go to the next level? Tell me what that would be. Tell me what that would be. But anyway, yeah. So while we're waiting for the questions to pop in, like I said, I'm Andrew Lewis from Squeaky Clean, which is my cleaning business, Clean Success Academy, and Clean Success VA Staffing Solutions. That and all that stuff was created and kind of mentored to become a reality through watching AJ Simmons and his videos on Clean Biz Network. I watched his videos for years. Well, I didn't even watch it for years once I actually started. I watched it for maybe a month or so, and then I decided to just go and do it. And as I was learning about the cleaning business industry and starting my business, I would just, everything that he would say do, I would do it. Sometimes I wouldn't do it exactly the way that he said do it, but, I did it. And the blueprint that he kind of created for, people that are wanting to start their cleaning businesses and wanting to grow their cleaning businesses is unmatched. I think it works if you just follow the blueprint that he sets for you. It absolutely works. And this is not to talk about, I'm not trying to win you over to CBN and all that other good stuff. I'm just telling you the path that I went that got me to the point that I am, and just by following the guidance that he put out there. And most of his stuff is free information that he just puts out there that a lot of other people charge you for. And that's the one thing that kind of piqued my interest, that he was sharing information so willingly. So because he was sharing information so willingly, I was like, well, let me check and see what these courses that he have, and these programs that he has. If the free information got me this far, imagine what the other stuff is going to do. And then I eventually got into the automations course, and the automations course, once I got into it, I learned from it, and then I started learning other things in addition to that. It took my business to definitely to a whole nother level that I never even imagined doing it. I thought I was just going to be doing it just to kind of start it and just have something to do when I got out of the military. But it turns out that, we are growing, we're flourishing, we are definitely scaling up. So we have a question here from Go for Enterprise. I need to get the CBN software working for me. Okay, cool. So be a little bit more specific on what you mean. So if you just started in CBN, then you probably have just the basic CRM and all that other good stuff. And sometimes if you're not real, techie, and understand how to do those things, and I think in a starter course, you'll get basic information on what to do, but how to kind of set up your contacts, and doing proposals, automations, pipelines, opportunities. There's so many things that are in there that you may need to do a consult with tech support or something like that. It just really depends. So kind of be a little bit more specific on what you mean by you need to get your CBN software working, because like I said, you may need to actually have a consultation, or you need to join Automations, where we show you how to do all that stuff. In Automations, we also have created workflows and automations for you that are actually uploaded into your profile, so that it's already there. One of the cool things that I did like when I first got into the automations, and everything kind of got uploaded to my profile, was the missed calls. How many people, in your business, of course, if you're working in your business, it's hard to work on your business. So when you get phone calls and you're out there cleaning and stuff like that, you have a lot of missed calls. And then you have to go back, once you look at your phone, because you were so focused in cleaning, right? You go back and you look at your phone, like, man, I missed all these calls, right? Now you got to go back and call back. Well, there's an automation that's in there that actually lets you know that you missed a call. It'll actually give you the number that called, so you can always call them back. And if they leave a message, if you have if you have it set up correctly, it'll record everything in there for you. So it's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. That automation helped me out a lot, where I was able to, when I was still working in my business and I was actually cleaning and I would get calls, I was like, okay, I can go back. Oh, this person called me. Let me give them a call back. Because a lot of times what I found out when it comes to clients that are looking for cleaning companies, they're going through a list. They'll call one person. If they don't get an answer, and they'll just go to the next one, right? So one of the complaints that I've heard from potential clients and clients is that they can't get in touch with anybody, right? They can't get in touch with anybody. People don't answer their phones. People don't have voicemails. They don't have some type of automation that reaches back to them, letting them know, hey, we see that you called. It could either say, hey, we see that you called. You can go and leave a message, or you can send a text message, or whatever. There's automations for almost anything. So you always want to be able to have it where your client or potential client that's calling you can get in contact with you. And that goes with your people that are trying to become your client, and people that are current your client. They want to be able to get in touch with whoever is in charge of their account. And when they have a pain point that they need fixed, they need to know that they can get in touch with you to have that pain point resolved or fixed. It's an automation. It really is. So, knowing that automation is in there, that you don't have to worry about, oh no, I missed this call. No, you can have it set up so somebody can, call your phone. They'll get a message letting you know, hey, we got your call. We'll call you back as soon as we can, or whatever. You can have it set up however you want to. But let's go back to this comment. So Go For It Enterprises says, I just started and went through the training. Cool. That's awesome. All right. I'm part of the automation group. Okay, let's go. All right. I can upload, but buying numbers, connecting everything together is where I'm stuck. Okay. So buying numbers is really not the difficult part. You can just, and I can do a video for you. Since you're in automations, you can reach out to me kind of offline and specifically ask me what it is that you are looking to do. Now, if it's just buying numbers, that's really simple. I don't have it in front of me, but I can send you a video on how to do it. But if you're trying to get a number that you need to be, I think it's called A2P verified, which is where you get the ability to text with that number. Now, let me backtrack. So just buying, if you buy a number, then when you buy that number is yours. And when you can make calls day one, right? You can make calls. The calls are recorded in the CRM, which is the amazing part, because having recorded calls allows you to go back. Because sometimes when we're making phone calls and we're talking to people, we're also jotting down information, trying to take notes and stuff like that. And then when we're taking notes, we're like, oh man, you're not listening. You're listening to take the notes, then you start taking notes and then you forget. But if you have it recorded, you can go back and kind of review or review the call and take all the notes that you need. So that's recorded. The other thing is the A2P verification, which allows you to actually text with that number. There's a process that you have to go through, and I believe tech support can help you with that process, because it's kind of changing and it's not always smooth to get approved on the first try. But I believe tech support actually helps you with that. If not, I know that AJ created a video for it, and I believe it's in the group. I created a video on how to do it, but like I said, there have been updates since then, so something may have changed. It's been a long time since I've done it, but feel free to reach out and let us know, and we'll definitely help you get that. But if that's what you're referring to, then definitely getting the phone number is not difficult. It's just getting the verification if you want to do text messages. All right. So let me make sure I answered everything. I can upload, but buying numbers, connecting everything together is where, just reach out to me. I'll give you a quick, a free call and we'll chat. If it's just that, if you have something a little bit more, we may have to do something differently. All right. Okay, Big Water 757 said, I'm just starting out. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome to the family. All right. The family of entrepreneurs, right? Welcome. So I'm just starting out, and I would like to know, what is the best place to learn how to charge? Where's the best place to learn how to charge for commercial buildings and learn how to do a walkthrough step by step? Okay, there's this great place that I've heard of, an awesome guy that I've heard of, in passing. His name is AJ Simmons and Clean Biz Network. If you go to Clean Biz Network, matter of fact, do this. If you haven't joined anything yet, do this. Look up AJ Simmons videos, YouTube channel. Look at all his videos, right? Start off there. Start off looking at his videos, because like I said in the beginning, he still gives out to this day a lot of free information, just free information that can get you started. Right. Then once you get to the point where you're like, you want to move forward, you want to actually get your LLC, you want to get your business license, you want to get all that other stuff that goes in to play when it comes to starting your business, then join Clean Biz Network, join Clean CBN, get the starter course, go through that starter course, right? The starter course has so much information that to this day, I still go back and look at it, because it's some amazing information, that he probably should charge a whole lot more for, but he basically gives it to you for a really, really low price. But what it gives you is the basic foundation to get you started in your cleaning business, right? And then from there, once you start growing, he teaches you, how to, go out there and get clients, how to do, I think it's cold calling in there, LLC, anything you can think of to start off, he teaches you how to do it in the starter course. And then from there, you'll be in the CBN family, the group. You'll be able to send messages and posts in our community, our private community, where there are, over 1,000 or so business owners that are in there that actually kind of participate and they answer questions and stuff like that. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can just go to the community, ask your question. And if AJ doesn't answer, one of the other people that are in the group may have an answer to your question. They may be going through the same thing that you've been going through or that you're going through, and they can answer it for you. So we're a family that we don't gatekeep here. We share information as openly as possible, and we try to get everybody, moving in the right direction. So definitely join CBN. But like I said, if you're not there yet, subscribe to AJ's channel, watch all his videos. Any video he's made, just watch it. I promise you, you'll learn something from it, and it'll help you with your cleaning business. That's my answer. All right. I appreciate it, guys. Questions are coming in. Thank you. I'll reach out. Definitely do that. Definitely reach out. Go for it, Enterprise. Looking forward to talking to you. All right. And we have Assured Comfort Clean. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Assured Comfort Clean? From, I believe you're in no, your name is Charlotte. Okay. All right. But anyway, so I watch your videos on social media. The music that you have going on there is absolutely awesome. Very catchy. It keeps my attention when I see your videos pop through. So that's awesome. Glad you're on here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for just at least commenting and letting us know where you're calling from. But anyway, so where was I? I was talking about so the automations and stuff that you have that can help you take your business to the next level. Certain things, what automations are basically what automations actually are, right? So automations are basically pre-decisions. They're decisions that have already been decided. Like when somebody calls for a walkthrough, what's the process? What needs to be done for that process, right? When somebody calls saying that they want to fill out an application to be a subcontractor on you, what's the process? Okay, so these are predetermined kind of frameworks or decisions that can be removed from your day-to-day interactions just by automating them. You can create a system, you can create a checklist, you can create a how-to list on how to do each one of these things. And these things can be automated so that anybody can do them without you being there. So what does that do, right? What does it do by automating your business? What it does, I'm glad you asked, what it does is it gives you time. It gives you more time back because once you started your business, tell me what happened. We all started our business to what? To get more money, to get more time, to be able to spend with family, to build a legacy. So many things that we started our business for, that because we started a business and we're trying to grow, a lot of times we have a hard time achieving those goals. And the main thing is getting your time back. When you start working in your business, you start building your business, you're always chasing that dollar, right? Oh, let me get this account. Let me get that account, right? And what does that do? It takes away from time because you're doing everything in your business. You're doing everything. You're taking the calls, right? You're scheduling the walkthroughs. You're doing the cold calling, right? You're scheduling your team, whether it be your team or you're doing the cleaning yourself. You're going out buying your supplies. You're doing all of that stuff. When do you have time to do anything else? But you started the business in the beginning. Why? To get free time. But you can't have free time because you're doing every darn thing in your business, right? This is where you start delegating. This is where you start automating, right? Something as simple as having a plan. When somebody calls, what happens, right? When somebody wants you to do a walkthrough or a site visit, what happens? What's that process? You can automate all that stuff. And in automating all that stuff, you can have somebody else do that stuff for you so that you have time now to back away from doing the cleaning, back away from getting the supplies, back away from delivering the supplies. It's a whole list of things that we do. But if you can delegate those things to other people, whether it be a virtual assistant, whether it be, one of your staff members, whether it be a family member or whoever, now you can stay and you can start working on building your business, whatever that may be. Okay. All right, guys. So please give me more questions. I'm probably going to be on here for another. We usually stay on here till about 6:30 because we normally go over to our private community in CBN. But because I can't really get over there and record from there, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to spend the time over here as much as possible. So you guys are getting extra time from me just because I can't go over there. But This is what I need you to do to keep me on here. I need you to continue to ask me questions. I need you to interact. I need you to let me know what's on your mind when it comes to your business and how we can help you in the automations. And speaking of automations, scrolling down right now below is www.cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. That's where you'll go to get into the automations program. And like I said, in the automations program, it helped me take my business to unimaginable heights. I didn't even anticipate it, and I'm to the point now that now I want to share what I've learned because AJ shared that information with me. He shared it with all of us, but he shared that information, and I want to give back. I want to help other people because I know when I first started, it was so difficult. Nobody wanted to give information. Everybody was holding and gatekeeping information, and then any information that they were giving, everybody wanted you to sign up for their course, sign up for their consultations, buy this, buy that. And I was just learning. I was just in the beginning. I was just starting out. I was like, I can't even afford to do this. I'm just trying to ask some questions so I can learn. But I learned from AJ. I learned from the starter course. I learned from the automations course, the lead generation course. I learned from all of that stuff. And I just implemented everything that he taught me, which is how I'm where I'm at now. And I pride myself on trying to help other people get to the same point, if not far ahead of me. I have no problems with you being better than me. Just give back to others and help others out because you know that you've been in that same spot. So that's just me. All right. So let's do this. I do have a list of stuff that I can talk about since we don't have any questions. I'm going to kind of go through some of the lists. All right. So with one of the things I wanted to talk about was why cleaning businesses struggle without automations. And I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna go in it. All right. So most cleaning business owners aren't overwhelmed by the cleaning, right? They're actually overwhelmed by the coordination. Okay. So some common issues or common choke points for cleaning business owners. One is your leads falling through the cracks, right? The follow-ups, you're not having any follow-ups with people that have called or with proposals that you've sent out. You didn't follow up with it. You don't have any system in place that reminds you to follow up because you're so busy doing any and everything else. You forgot, oh no, I need to follow up with this person. Well, remember I said before, when potential clients call you, they'll call, they don't get an answer, they're going to the next person on the list that they're going through, right? So you need to have your follow-up kind of a system or routine. It needs to be locked down so that once you send that proposal, either as soon as you send it, you call them, or you have it set up where you call them the next day or a few hours later or whatever. Hey, this is Lewis from Squeaky Clean. I just wanted to call you and make sure that you received. We sent the proposal to you. We want to make sure that you received it, and if you have any questions. And then at that point, you'll know, one, whether they've seen it or whether they received it or not. Two, you'll know if they have any questions and you have done your follow-up and you continuously are reaching out to them. The other thing is, if you're in CBN and you submitted your proposal through the CRM, you can actually tell when they actually viewed the proposal. So even though you're calling and asking them if they've seen it, you can actually go in there, view the view history and tell if they've actually seen that proposal, right? I personally have it set up that I don't have to go back and look at it. I have an automation set up that whenever they open that proposal, it sends me an actual notification. So I'll know, hey, this person opened my proposal. So now with that, the way that that's set up, now I don't have to remember like, oh, I know that they opened the proposal. Now let me give them a few minutes. I'm gonna give them a call, right? They don't know that I know that they opened a proposal, but I have this automation that lets me know when they open it and I can reach back and follow up with them, right? So that's one thing, one of the automations that was created that I absolutely love. So another common choke point, no consistent follow-up, and that's what we just talked about. Different onboarding every time. And I know that that happened to me all the time. When I was onboarding, whether it be employees, W-2 employees, 1099 subcontractors, or clients, my onboarding was different every single time. And you want to know why? Because I didn't write it down. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was just going off of my memory. And when you start to get really kind of overwhelmed with so much going on as a business owner, and then also you get seasoned in age, you can't remember everything. All right, so what do I do next? All right, so I got to do this. Now you got to go do that. Now what do I do next? Boom, I got to do this, got to do that. All right, what do I do next? But I didn't have a checklist. So I created a checklist, a system basically of what happens after I get a proposal or after I receive, an application. This is the next thing to do. So I'll get a notification letting me know the next thing to do is this, right? And then the next thing to do is that. And you keep going all the way down the list until you get to the end, until you've onboarded either your W-2 employee, your 1099 subcontractor, or your new client. And that way, there's no way you can forget it, right? So if you have it done the same way every single time, now you can step back and say, hey, let me assign this task to my VA, to my office admin, to my lead cleaner, or whoever it may be, right? Now they can do it. Now you can be, okay, step away from it, you can do something else while when that happens, all that stuff is being taken care of. Because before all of that was happening, that was taking me, well over an hour or so to get done because I would do something, then I'd get distracted, and then I'd have to do something else, and then I have to remember where I was and all this other stuff. But once I automated it, I don't even have to worry about it. I just look and see where they are. And I'm not going to show all of that to you in this call, but if you want to be on here, well, you want to do a consultation with AJ or with us or anything like that, you can do that. But join CBN and you won't have to go through that process. Join CBN and you can reach out to us directly and you can get all that information. We share all that information openly. But if you want something more extensive, of course, you need to schedule a call with them or with us. But we openly share this information. So, but yeah, I'm not going to keep going into that. But another thing is, owner is a reminder system. And I said that before when I was talking about if you forget and you're the only one doing everything, then you are the bottleneck. You are the chink in the armor. You're the weak link or whatever, because if you're the only one that knows how to do everything, when you're not around, how does anything get done? But if you have a system, if you have it automated, then you absolutely are you're absolutely on the right track or on the right road to scaling your business, because now you can do other things to help build your business and grow your business. All right. So if your business depends on you remembering what's next, it's not scalable. It's not scalable, and you're going to have a ceiling, and you're not going to be able to go as high as you thought that you wanted to go in the beginning. All right, let's see what's other things. So let's see, do we have any more questions? Oh, thank you very much. So Wichita Pro Cleaners LLC said congratulations on your book. Man, I appreciate it so much. It was something that I wanted to do last year, and once the new year started, I looked at my vision board, because I have a vision board or goals list and stuff that I want to do for the year. And I knew that I didn't want to get into the habit of letting stuff get lost in the busyness of life. And I set that goal in the beginning of the year, and I said it's something that I wanted to do, and I never did it. Then when the year started, I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I was caught up in imposter syndrome, and I didn't want to do it. I was like, nobody wants to read. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say or anything like that. But I decided to just go ahead and do it. And it worked out. It absolutely worked out. And I'm glad I did it. It got me to doing a lot of other things that I never thought I would be doing. So it kind of, it popped the seal on kind of loosening me up to kind of doing other things. So I appreciate it. And what I'll do is I'll put in the chat the link to the book. AJ did give me permission to do this, so don't feel that I'm just doing this because AJ's not here. He did give me permission to do it. The link's in there. Also, I'm going to set up. So the link you can actually go to Amazon and get the book either on paperback or in Kindle. Kindle is $6.99, and I think the paperback is $14.99. But I'm going to set up a link on that site also that I can, and this is an idea that my wife gave me. So thank you, baby. I appreciate you. But hopefully I get it right when I say it. So if you want a personal book where I can sign it for you and put some type of note in there for you, it's a little bit cheaper, but you'll buy it directly from me. But that probably won't be set up until Monday. But by all means, I appreciate just you saying that, just knowing that it is getting out there and that people are watching. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm humbled. All right, so let's keep moving on. I'm gonna stay on probably. I'm gonna try to make it to 7 o'clock. I gotta go. Hold on just a second. My cleaner's coming in. Hold on just 1 second. All right, man. I appreciate you. You're doing a great job, man. All right, brother. All right, what's going on? I am back. My apologies. So my cleaner came in. Somebody I'm helping out right now. Like I said before, my permanent cleaner is on vacation. I'm filling in, and somebody needed work, so I wanted to give him some work to kind of help him out because he previously, I think, he lost his job, and I was like, okay, well, I can help by give you at least some part-time work to kind of fill in. So he's doing a great job so far. So appreciate you. Um, but let's move on. If we don't have any more questions, make sure I didn't miss any. Um, like I said, by all means, let me know where you're watching from. See if I've missed anybody. If I've missed anybody, please forgive me and just resubmit it so it can pop back up because I have a lot of stuff on the screen. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. But all right. So what should be automated? Oh, this is a cool list that when I was pulling it up, it's like, okay, what should be automated? And I think I spoke on this already. You want to the main things that you want are the first things that you want to be automated are things that affect your revenue, right? So some things that affect your revenue are missed calls, right? Because missed calls are missed opportunities, right? Missed opportunities, right? All those opportunities of those people that were calling that were looking for cleaning business owners. So these aren't like cold leads when you're making cold calls. These are warm or hot leads because they called you. If they called you, they found you, right? So that means they're looking for something that you supposedly provide, right? So that's revenue that you've missed out on. Now, whether you got it or not, that's different. But the opportunity is what you missed out on. So missed call text backs, missed call text backs. If you can automate that where you can get, if you miss those calls, you can get back to them. That's definitely something that could possibly increase your revenue so you can get to those levels that you keep trying to get to. Lead follow-up sequences. So once again, kind of goes hand in hand, but lead follow-ups, following up and knowing when to follow up on leads, whether it's a call or a proposal or anything. One thing I do, like I have a VA staffing agency, but I also have VAs. Actually, I was sitting there thinking, I think I have 4 VAs that actually work for me specifically, and then I have other VAs that work for other people. But one thing that I have my VA do when he's making calls is that, if someone says that they want us to call back at this time, or they already have a cleaning company, but their contract is up here. We do follow up, so we put in kind of task reminders or appointments reminders, letting you know, hey, contact this person back on this date, or excuse me, at this time, kind of as a follow-up reminder, letting us know, hey, we need to make sure we go back and we reach back out to that person. All right, before it look like we have another question. Let's see what we have. Okay, so this is from, once again, I appreciate your interaction. This is so awesome. All right, Go Forward Enterprises says, I started my company a few months ago and haven't gotten my first customer. That's cool. It happens. I'm about to start a 9-to-5 job in a couple of weeks. I need to set up where prospecting and bidding can be done without me. Okay. All right. So that's really not so with so to answer this question, I'm gonna answer it as generically as possible without getting into specific information that you may not want to share in an open forum, if that makes sense, right? Because I don't want your business out there, right? So I'll kind of give it to you in a number of ways. But let me put this back up here to do it like this. All right, so you want to set up prospecting, right? Prospecting. So prospecting is basically cold callings, door to door leads, and stuff like that. You can come up with a list. Go to Google, come up with a list of businesses, companies in your area that you want to target for your calls, right? You can do that right on Google. If you join Clean Business, well, you're in. Oh, crap, that's right. You're in automations. Oh, okay. So you have the easy way to do it. It's two ways. So if you've gone through the automations course, it tells you how to get a list of almost every business in the continental United States for free, right? You can get their address, you can get their phone number, you can get the name of the business, all that good stuff, right? He tells you how to do it in the automations course. I'm not going to say it here. He tells you how to do it in the automations course. The other thing that you can do, because you're in automations and you have the CRM, you can use, we have map leads, which is in the CRM. Yeah, I believe it's still there. Yep, CRM. So you can use map leads and go to map leads. Now it costs to get these leads or get these contact information, but it's in there and it goes off of Google. So it's more up to date than most um, software, right? So if you use map leads and you have to pay, you can go and kind of triangulate what area you want to look for contacts. You can categorize it by a niche, or like for instance, car dealerships, um, offices, dental offices, stuff like that. You can categorize it. You kind of break it down and filter it by that. You can do it that way, right? So once you get that list, either you can call, whether it be on your break, after your job, after you get off work, but that really depends on your work schedule. You said 9 to 5, so a lot of businesses close around that time, so it may be a little difficult when it comes to calling. Also, it may be a little difficult when it goes to going door to door. But once again, I don't know your financial situation, but you can pay somebody to do that stuff. You can get a VA to make those calls. One thing that I would probably say do, like I said, I don't know your financial situation, but if you get leads from Clean Biz Network, those are actually not even leads; those are actual appointments, direct appointments specifically for you. So a lot of lead generation companies or whatever, or businesses or whatever, they say they're leads, but they they're not they're leads, but they're not appointments. You don't get an appointment. You don't get a scheduled appointment that is directly and only for you, not farmed off to other people that are paying for this lead. And if you're once again, if you're in CBN, they'll upload that information right into your CRM. The appointment is uploaded. You get a recording of the call, so you can kind of go through it and make sure, hey, everything is copacetic. Yes, they said they wanted an appointment. This is the time. This is the person that I'm going to talk to. So it's already set. Those costs. So, like I said, I need to know what your financial situation is in reference to being able to do that. But once again, if you can't do it that way, which are actual lead appointments, you'll have to call, go door to door, have somebody go door to door for you. Bidding, once again, you're in automations, you're in CBN, you have access to all of that. So if you can't figure it out, even though he teaches you how to do all of that stuff in the starter course and in the automations program, right, you can just ask in the group. You can ask in a group, but you have the calculator that's also a part of the CBN CRM that can help you come up with a price. If you just put in all the information, square footage, the number of tons, all the information that you have, it can help you. Yeah, it can help you. Now, I have another trick that I can show you, but you're in automation, so I'll have to tell you that offline. Only because you're in automations, I'll tell you that offline. But there's another way you can do it too. But the best way to do it is definitely using the CRM, using the calculator. And then if you aren't kind of sure or you're not kind of confident, go into the group, ask in the group, and someone's definitely going to help you out. Okay, cool. Let's see. Did I answer all of that? Yeah, I answered the bidding and answered the prospect. All right. Hopefully that suffice. All right. The other thing is I'm a one-man operation. So many of the locations are more than I could take on right away. I might be thinking wrong about that. Okay, I get it. So yes and no, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself, because in a lot of times what we do is we act like this is a sprint, but it's actually a marathon, right? We want to, as soon as the gun fires and it's start the race, you want to take off and you want to try to boom, 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 get as much as you can. but you end up overwhelming yourself and burning yourself out. I didn't go that route. When I was doing it, I was processing out of the military, so I was retiring, and I knew that I wanted this to be, I was in it for the long game. I wanted to make sure that, this would sustain over a period of time. So to me, doing everything really, really fast and getting as many accounts as I can, I knew that it would be overwhelming. I didn't have systems in place. I didn't have things set up because I was just learning from AJ, so I didn't know everything at the time. But yeah, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So start off small. You may want to even, think about subcontracting under somebody else, learning, kind of getting your routine, getting your techniques and stuff like that. And then while you're working for somebody else as a subcontractor, try to get your own accounts, right? That'll definitely help you, and it will help you get more confidence and just allow you to see how other people do things and see if that actually works for you, and you can learn from it. All right, so hopefully I answered those questions. One man, yeah. But yeah, I would start small if you're going to be the one doing the cleaning. If not, you can subcontract those accounts to other people. So that's why I said, it's not really yes and no, because even if the account is big, you can sub that contract out to somebody else, pay them a percentage of what you get from that account. So let's say I'm going to make us easy, say $1,000 for this account, right? You pay the person that's cleaning it maybe $700 to $800, right? Probably closer to $700 because that's more of a 70-30 split, right? But you can have whatever percentage you want. But if you think of it like this, you pay them to do the account. They take the account for, say, $700. You have $300 profit. And if they're a subcontractor, you don't have to buy supplies. You don't have to travel back and forth other than to kind of inspect. And there are ways that you can do that without you actually doing it. But you're in automations. I can tell you that later. There's so many things that you can do to kind of automate your business so that you don't have to do all of that. That account can get clean. You'll get, roughly a $300 profit minus different overhead, expenses that you may have. But so it's definitely possible to do. And you can do that with all of your accounts if you want to, and you can still keep your 9 to 5. I would say don't get rid of your 9 to 5 job until your 5 to 9 job can pay for your 9 to 5 jobs. Does that make sense? So when you make the money that your 9 to 5 job brings in on your 5 to 9 job, then that's when I'll say you can get rid of that job. But right now, I would keep it as long as you can and have that extra income. All right. All right. I appreciate your time. No problem, man. No problem at all. I'm glad I could help. And we're at 6:50. I've been on here for 50 minutes, and that's longer than I anticipated. I really, really, really appreciate you guys interacting with me and conversating with me. Hopefully I was able to provide you with value-added information. Just remember, in order to elevate your business, you got to automate it. If you want to get into automations, you want to learn more about it, it's going down below. It says www.cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. It's over here again. Just watch it, www.cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. Also, if you're not ready for automations, there's Clean Biz University. Go to the Clean Biz University, get the starter kit, and gather as much information as you can. And then as you kind of scale up, then you can move on to the automations when you're ready to take your business to the next level. I appreciate you guys once again for taking the time to sit here with me, shoot the breeze with me, ask questions, and I appreciate you guys checking out my book. You can go to, once again, theinvisiblebottleneck.org. I put the link in the chat. So you guys have a blessed day, and we will catch you next time. With that being said, let me give you some outgoing music, and you guys have a good day.
Headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.